Good morning, and thank you for joining Bruce County Public Library for this live presentation. My name is Nancy Cool, and I'm the program coordinator for the library. January, as you may know, is National Alzheimer's Awareness Month in Canada. So during this month, we're invited to learn more about dementia and its impact on Canadians. Over 500,000 Canadians today are living with a dementia, and 1 in 5 Canadians experience caring for someone living with dementia. So today I'm very pleased to host Andrea McCullough, who's a support counselor, and Janet Stephen, who's the recreation lead for these Alzheimer's Society Grey Bruce. They support people in the community with varying levels of dementia. So today, Andrea and Janet will share information with us about the Society of Grey Bruce and what supports they offer, and we'll take a look at a partnered project that the library and the Alzheimer's Society Grey Bruce developed in 2021. So it'll be a bit more of a hands-on presentation, and we'll get to have a look at that. Before we get started, this presentation was pre-recorded, so unfortunately we won't be able to address any questions today. However, contact information for the Alzheimer's Society will be located in the description below. And if you haven't already, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date with all our live presentations. And a reminder that Bruce County Public Library membership is free to all residents here and allows access to thousands of print, audio, visual, digital materials, and special lendable collections, one of which we'll be looking at today. So hello and welcome, Janet and Andrea. We're very happy to have you with us today, and we're looking forward to learning a bit more. We were going to try to do this in person, so even though that didn't happen, I'm so happy you were able to pivot with me today, and we'll provide information in this virtual format instead. I know you have a lot to share with us, so I'm just going to turn it over to you, and we'll get started.
Yeah, well, thanks so much, Nancy, for having us. We really appreciate it, and we're also very, very excited about this joint partnership and getting the memory care kits available to people in the community. So I know that we kind of wanted to touch on sort of how that partnership evolved and how the memory kits came to be. I wish we could say that this was an idea that we came up with, but it is not. The idea is out there circulating with other chapters, and other people have certainly made similar kits available. So we just kind of came across it, and we really saw the value in a resource like this. And we just kind of came together as a team and just asked ourselves, how can we partner up and make something like this happen in our communities as well? I think when we talk about some of the benefits and why we felt that the memories were important to make available, that would be things like the fact that doing it through the library, it is, of course, as we know, free of charge with your having your library card with you, which is amazing. So a lot of people can use these items. We really tried our best to make the kits adaptable to varying abilities. So wherever you are in your dementia journey, whether you're right at the beginning or the disease has progressed, we try to ensure that the kits are well-rounded and everybody can find something in them that's of interest and that they can feel successful when they complete it. We offered themes, which was really cool. The idea of that was we wanted to tailor it to personhood, really. If these kits are going to be successful, then we want it to be something that genuinely interests folks, right? So, what did they used to do for a living? What were their interests? What things were they passionate about? If it was fishing, or if it was, if they used to live in a rural setting, living on a farm, then we wanted general themes that might be relative to people's personhood. And yeah, I think obviously COVID has kind of, thrown everyone for a loop. We know what the result of that is. A lot of services are kind of being altered, or sometimes we feel cutbacks, right? So we were trying to find ways to reach people right in their homes and give them things that they can utilize in their private space with their loved ones. So yeah, that's kind of that long answer for you.
That's fantastic. So, Janet, do you just want to touch on a little bit about some of the services beyond? We'll look at the kitty in a minute, and then do you want to talk first maybe about some of the services that are offered through Alzheimer's Society?
Sure, I can.
Great.
And thanks again, Nancy, for
No
inviting us
problem.
to
I'm happy
join
you're
in this
here.
presentation. We're looking forward to it. Yeah, so we have a lot of other programs that take place with our society, obviously more when we're not in COVID versus when we are in COVID. But fortunately, the girls have been able to switch their mind around and have went virtual with most of our programs. So all of our learning series that are put on by Sandra Hong have went virtual. She has them all set up that families can join in at any time. We have our Minds in Motion and Active Living programs that have also went online. So those programs are geared more. There's usually 10 to 12 people in those groups, and they do a variety of programs from exercising to a social time to doing a craft or some kind of mental stimulation in that. Obviously, those two programs too were in person in a variety of locations, but have had to go virtual, which is nice in a way because we're able to focus on different areas that we maybe don't get to see so much of when we're in person. We have a Staying Connected program, and that is with our iPads. So currently, right now, we've just received a grant that we have iPads available for families and anyone in the community, our clients, to use one of our iPads for no cost to the client.
Cool.
We're doing volunteer phone calls. So it's basically that program. We have about 9 volunteers in this area that are partaking in this program, and they call and they just chat to our clients. Sometimes our clients are living on their own, or they're, especially with the season coming on with winter, they maybe don't drive in the winter, so their lack of social interaction is very evident. So hopefully with this phone call, it's done once a week, and it's able to just make a few minutes of their day good. We have our in-home recreation that actually is still going in person, and that's one of our staff members. She goes out into the community and visits with clients in their home for about an hour and a half once a week. We have the support counselors are available, not so much in person anymore, but by phone and I think you guys do virtual, Andrea, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Andrea, we have Coffee Connect and Memory Cafe. So those programs are primarily social programs, again, done virtual, but to get onto those links, you just have to contact us and we can set you up. We do have the activelivinggraybruce.org link that we really encourage families and caregivers and clients and anyone in the community to take part in this. This website is started by one of our staff members and is updated for activities every day. So there's something on it every day that people can do, whether it be travel logs, there's trivia, there's often a joke of the day, and there's exercise programs. So that's a really neat website to be able to access. We do activity kits, also similar to the program that you guys offer through the library, but our activity kits are generally triggered by a support counselor when they visit or talk with a client, and they contact us and we set up the activity kit that interests them, whether they like farming, very similar to your boxes. Some of the activity kits are themed, right? So we have a variety of items that we put in the activity bags based on the client's interests. And as you can see, we have robotic dogs and cats too that are definitely a favorite for our clients. They are just amazing creatures. And the more you play with them, the more active and responsive they are to you.
Wow, that is so neat.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're pretty amazing things. I can pull one out, I guess. I've had it out before, but they are definitely, and we are taking these to the hospitals.
Mm.
They are at some of the local hospitals, and long-term care homes have access to them too. And the tape won't come undone.
It's kind of neat too, Janet, that they come in so many different colors. So if a person living with dementia has a past pet that they were, really fond of, we can try our best to have it look, some kind of coloring.
So
which is
you
kind
can
of
pick
neat.
out your calico kitty.
Yes,
Yes,
there you
and
go.
this is the silver cat,
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. It looks so real.
and it is very real. It will meow, and it comes with a brush.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, we have, as Andrea is saying, we have kittens and two types of dogs. It purrs.
The
So
joy of having a pet without the mess and the hair.
that's very true. Yep.
Got
They
it.
do lose a bit of hair, but not too bad.
Oh, so they are realistic.
Yeah, they are. They are, but you don't have to feed them or clean them up. So that's nice too.
Those are
But yeah,
amazing.
so that's just kind of a quick overview of what we're offering now for our clients and their families.
I do have
You
to
may
say,
join us.
Janet, we for a member in our family, we did take advantage of the calls, the one-on-one calls, and
Yes.
they were fantastic. The
Yeah.
staff were amazing, and it was something that our family member looked forward to every week. And she had it marked on her calendar. And,
Yeah.
yeah, so it was really good just to have that the other person other than family touch base, because sometimes you talk to family a different way, but it's nice to have a different person um outside that circle to
Yeah.
talk with, right?
Yes.
So
And a lot of
it's really
times they become friends.
good.
Right? And I know several of our volunteers are hoping that once they can go in person, that they can start visiting with these clients in person, not
Mhm.
just a phone call.
Yeah, and
So,
it's amazing service, and I mean everything you offer is fantastic, and yeah, I love the idea of the Stay Connected program. That's wonderful as well. Um, yeah, it's especially during these times where we can't always be together in person.
that's
So
right.
yeah, well,
Exactly.
that's
Okay.
great. All right, so do we want to dive into the memory care kits and have a look and see what's in there?
Sure.
So as Andrea mentioned, we do have 6 kits in total, and they are based on different themes. So there's transportation, the great outdoors, sports and entertainment, interesting people, animals, and one called A Little Bit of Everything.
Right on.
And
um,
it is.
yeah, it really is. So yeah, I have the little bit of everything kit open here right now. So when you pick it up from the library, all you need is your library card to check it out, and it is a 3-week lend. So you get it for a good chunk of time. Library book. So it comes in like a bin, and it's nice and clear. You can see everything inside. And then once we open up inside, you'll see that there is a folder which contains all your information from the Alzheimer's Society here. Um, and then inside the folder, there's a survey and just some pamphlets and information and that sort of thing, um, some contact information and that programs and services and that kind of thing. And then they also have these lovely little laminated sheets that go with all of the items in the kit. So in this little bit of everything kit, there was a couple things that we wanted to show. One of which was the carrying cards. So it's a box of cards. Basically, it's just a little box, and then inside it looks like a deck of cards. So it just looks like this, and then on the other side, there's little prompts to spark conversations with your loved one. So Andrea, you were talking about these before and kind of like
Yeah.
what you were looking for in items to put into the kit and why you chose these.
Yeah, absolutely. These are particularly incredible. I think we all know the value of reminiscing, right? So it can be quite therapeutic for someone, with dementia. So, and also just the value of each other and connecting socially. So this is great for the person living with dementia and their caregiver, or if you have friends over that are visiting, or if you go in to visit a loved one in a retirement home or long-term care setting, and you maybe aren't sure what to talk about, or to even really learn some things about your loved one that you maybe didn't know in this type of discovery, right? Because these questions really they get you thinking and they get you talking, and it's a beautiful way to open up the lines of communication with those prompts.
Yeah. So, like for example, this one is what world events had the most impact on you while you were growing up. So, your loved one may have lived through some different things that happen in time, and they might be able to tell you, oh, I was here when this happened, and this was going on, and I remember this because, of other things that were happening to them personally at that point in time. Like where were you when they shot JFK sort of thing,
Yeah.
right? Like they could tell you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, like my
Yeah.
mother-in-law, she knows like where she was. She was on her honeymoon when they landed on the moon. So yeah,
Yeah.
so just a little prompt to remember specific points in time. If they have children, what did you enjoy most about raising your children? What food or drink was a special treat when you were a child? It might be something we haven't heard of. You never know. So yeah, those are real.
You got it.
They're great little conversation starters, and like you said, Andrea, you might learn something about your loved one that had just never come up before. So those
Yeah,
are great.
absolutely.
We also were looking at most of the kits contain puzzles. So here's an example of one of the puzzles. So they come in this lovely case. It's has a little magnetic seal on it. And then when you open it inside, you can see on the top right here, and then the puzzle is in the tray, and it's a nice plastic puzzle too. So we talked a little bit about that too. So like a lot of the items in the kit can be wiped off, or they're very durable. They're laminated, that sort of thing. So we'll get a lot of longevity out of them. But you'll notice in the bottom of the box, you were mentioning this before, Andrea, that you can actually match the puzzle shapes here with the grid that's on the bottom of the box, which is really very cool, and it kind of helps get those pieces in place if you can see that visually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
some added guidance there just to help set people up for success, right? Again, just varying abilities, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah. No, those are fantastic, and yeah, it's like about 12 or 13 pieces, but yeah, it's a great item that are in those boxes there too. We also have some let's see what else we have here. So we have there's books in all of the kits go along with the theme too. So this little bit of everything. One has colors, an exploration of color through poetry and pictures. So it's an interactive book for memory impaired adults. So you can go through the different pages with different colors here. Yellow is a happy shade, guaranteed to please. Corn and daffodils and taxi cabs and cheese. So that's quite a nice, lovely book. And then in this one too, there's also maybe to go with the sheepdog puzzle. There's also one on dogs and puppies in here too. Heartwarming stories of man's best friend. So they have some, and it's lovely, like nice large text so you can see it well. Nice pictures, lots of pictures of like faces, which is great. Love those books. They're love those books. Those are great books. So that's the little bit of everything. One of the other items in the transportation kit I just wanted to share this with you because I thought this was so cool. These are painting with water. Do you remember those little books you used to get when you were a kid? And you had the little tear out pages you could paint with water. Well, it's a special, I guess it's kind of a paper. It has a bit of a coating on it, but right now it looks blank. There's just the outline here, so that this is a bus. So I did bring a paintbrush here, so I'm just going to show you what happens with the magic of water. Uh, so so I'll do this on the table here. So as I'm painting with the water, you can see the color starts to come through. But the nice part is because it's kind of got like a coating on it, you can just wipe it off or let it dry, I guess, and then you just wipe it dry when you're done. Start all over again.
Yeah, you got it. Once it dries,
Yeah.
then you can do it again.
Kind of disappears and you can just start over, which is great. Unlike the little books that we used to have, which the